I know just from what I watched, he was struggling. It was hard to just see this old guy up there barely being able to talk. Um, and I felt like, honestly, um, it sucks because we have two candidates that, a lot of people don't want to vote for either one of them. And if you don't vote for Biden, you're stuck with Trump. And if you vote for Trump, you're going to see people riding around treating the American flag like it's a racist symbol. It doesn't feel good to have those as the two options. Now, when it comes to Biden, you can't switch the candidate at this point. If you do that, all it's going to mean is Trump's going to win. There's no faith in the Democratic Party to move forward. You just threw somebody in there because Biden was struggling. And so he's the best candidate that has a chance to fight against Trump.
With Biden, I think you need a healthcare professional alongside of him because he's a little bit over the hill. Trump's a bit arrogant in his mannerisms, but I do like what he stands for more than I like what Biden stands for. I'm a Christian, and I really don't believe in abortion. I don't believe in the things that the left wants to push on us, but that's sort of a world view. I don't see any other candidates out there that's going to even have a chance in winning this election. It's either going to be one or the other. That's probably the only choice we've had for years. I can't say that Trump's a good guy, but I think he's better than Biden. Biden is a puppet. I don't think Biden's even controlling his leadership. There's other people behind him that are just telling him what to do and just pulling his strings.
Well, I think they are in a situation where they have to stay with the incumbent. I think it would be difficult to replace him with somebody like, this is California. Of course, we're going to say Newsom. He's the good-looking 50-year-old guy that ran a big state. But I think you have to stay with him now, and you're either going to win or lose with him. And I think he should have the opportunity to finish his journey at least. From what I saw last night, he might be lacking. I don't know if he was sick. They said he had a cold or something like that. But I think you have to stay with them.
Yeah, mine was made up before the debate about Biden. He hasn't been my candidate since his response to the October 7th events. I think he's been really one-sided in his support of Israel, and he lost my vote since then. So the debate wasn't really something that was going to push me one way or the other. It's been his lack of action against genocide.
In terms of what they should do, that's a really tough question. I imagine there's a lot of people behind the scenes trying to figure out what are all the possible options. I know Newsom's name has been thrown around a bunch. I think that from the Democratic side, they need to do whatever they need to win. I think that's the most critical thing in this situation. So, yeah. Bernie would be great. Newsom would be great. Kamala would be great. Probably a lot of options in front of us would be better than what we have here. Yeah.
I think the debate last night, the reverberations from that will continue, and I think it will have a big effect on our ability to fix the country. Why? Because I think that this will help ensure that Donald Trump is elected president in November, that we take back the majority in the Senate for the Republican Party, and that we grow the House majority for Republicans here. Democratic Party. I would be panicking too if I were a Democrat today, and that was my nominee. I think they know they have a serious problem, but it's not just political. It's not just the Democratic Party. It's the entire country. We have a serious problem here because we have a president who by all appearances, is not up to the task. And these are very dangerous times. This is a very serious moment in American history, and it needs to be regarded and handled as such. And
the American people saw what a lot of us have been seeing, those of us who follow politics closely, is that the president's just not capable. We have 7 months remaining in this term. It's a dangerous world. I don't believe that the president that we saw last night is capable of exercising the duties as commander-in-chief. I think most people, if they're being honest, would agree. And I think, therefore, we should call on the executive branch to do that. Now, obviously, the vice president has to act. American people, and I just don't think that the individual that we saw on the stage last night, that the President of the United States is capable of carrying out the duties. I think it's that simple, and I think Congress has a duty to make that statement and force consideration of that, and then the Vice President will have to make her own determination.
Look, I get that President Biden had a sore throat, apparently was not feeling well, but at the end of the day, we've seen the President in action for years. We know what he's like, and I think 20 minutes of a debate, half an hour of a debate where he did obviously have some sort of throat challenge or perhaps was sick, I don't think it's going to matter at the end of the day.
You don't think you'd be better off with a better candidate?
Absolutely not. There's one person in this country that has defeated Donald Trump, and his name is Joe Biden. And so the one person that can beat Donald Trump again is a person that already beat him.
He's fit for leadership.
He's the best candidate for you guys?
I think so.
He stumbled his way through 90 minutes. Barely answer some questions.
Well, he started off very slowly, but he picked up his pace. He was on message. He made compelling reasons and points why his administration has had to correct the mess that was the Trump administration. And I think he's shown that he's fit for leadership. He supports law enforcement. He supports our troops. He supports economic development and growth, and he's proven that. Look at the record.
First of all, do debates matter, or does performance as president matter? All the things we cared about for years and years, a massive infrastructure bill, negotiating prescription drugs, those are all things that presidents aspire to. President Biden got them done. So what matters?
He's going to be the nominee. So
do you have concerns about his performance last night?
It was a challenging night.
But what about his ability to win? Are you concerned about that?
He can win. He can win.
Former President Trump spent the better part of an hour and a half running away from his record, making outright lies about his plans to cut Social Security, his plans to enact a national abortion ban. And I think ultimately the American people
Are you committed to President Biden regardless of if there's another candidate? Are you committed to President Biden?